A new Nintendo Direct just dropped today with, oh my god, so much announcements that I am super hyped about, that I'm going to be going over a couple of my favorites that I am super excited and talk about my thoughts about them and just kind of give you guys a little bit of news on them. So let's not wasting time. Let's get right into it. And before we begin, as always, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below and tell me your thoughts. What you're most excited for from this new Nintendo Direct that just came out just today. And make sure you don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate your support. Before, also just to mention, if you want to go see the full Direct, if you want to, I will put the link of the video for the full Direct in the description below, so you guys can go watch it for yourselves and go see it. What we'll be going through is mostly my most favorite picks as usual, and give my thoughts about them, of course, and talk about some of the news. So let's get right into it. Now, the first game I should probably talk about, of course, is Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Now, if you played any of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games, you're probably familiar with the little mini Mario toys and all that stuff and the different puzzles. If you played the first ever one, which made you play as Mario, going through different puzzles and different relay moves and tricks and traps that Donkey Kong leave for you as you go save the little mini Marios, well, that Game Boy Advance game is getting basically I guess you could say a remake, I guess you could say a remaster, where the graphics are much more enhanced, and now it's being brought up to now on the Switch, which will allow you to play as Mario once again as you solve through these different puzzles and tricks and traps to save the little mini Marios and get them back from Donkey Kong, who stole them from the toy factory that they were being produced. It's honestly a really fun game. I actually played this before back on the Game Boy Advance and on my little DS portable port option. They had like that on there, my DS Lite, and it was really a fun game as you solve these puzzles, tricks, and traps. The also best thing about this is that it also has local co-op. So if you have a friend nearby you want to play with, you can play with them locally and have some fun with that. So you don't have to just play just as Mario. You can play with Mario and play with another friend who plays Toad, as you try to get through all the puzzles and do some cool handstand, backflip moves, try to figure out the different buttons and switches as you solve through the puzzles to get to the mini Marios, and then defeat Donkey Kong once and for all. This looks pretty promising and a fun game. I do like these kind of puzzles games. I'm actually a huge fan of a lot from the mini Mario related Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. I haven't played them in a hot minute, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they play out, and especially this first original design one before you got to the whole like mini Mario ones in later title releases. So I'm pretty excited for this one. This will be out on February 16, 2024, so I'm pretty excited for this one. Now, of course, with the announcement of Super Mario RPG, basically kind of a remake, you could say, basically, we obviously had to expect to hear new content frame. We actually got some more details on some very new cool features, such as the fact that that many returning new features, including the fact that you have to, of course, time your attacks, and apparently if you time those attacks, you can actually result in actually damaging all enemies at once, basically doing high amounts of damage and stuff like that. Obviously, in typical fashion, obviously if you time your moves very easily in defense and offense, you can get deal more damage or take less damage, and obviously just having successful attacks to deal with all damage to all enemies, which is pretty cool right there. And you also fill up this weird little meter they show, and this meter, when it fills up, you could then do what they call a triple, like a 3-carat triple move, which allows you to do with your 3 different members of your party during the battle, doing a very powerful attack that can deal some massive damage and take out a lot of enemies. This also has different moves, apparently, so based on each character is different within the level, so within your team, and see what these moves are. Very interesting to see where they kind of lead to. Very interesting to see what happens. So I'm pretty excited to see what the different combos of different triple moves will be like. Also, they do is something pretty cool, which is post boss matches, which allows you to actually go back and play against those same bosses again. After you beat the game, apparently, and you beat the bosses, you can actually go back and fight those similar bosses again if you want to do them. But they'll be much more tougher and stronger to take on the challenge. So that's pretty neat right there. So you can go against the bosses over again if you want to try to see if you can take on more bigger challenge, stuff like that. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, I'm really excited for this game. I mean, I haven't played Super Mario RPG in a hot minute, but this is definitely a very anticipated game that a lot of fans are going to be excited for. Which I'm very much excited for the most, so I cannot wait. It comes out November 17th of this year, so I'm pretty hyped about this game. We also get to go look at that new Peach game that we actually got revealed like a month or so back, and which is titled known as Princess Peach Showtime. The story basically involves Princess Peach and the Toads find a flyer that promotes a show that's happening at a place known as the Sparkle Theater. When they go to see the show, of course, it gets interrupted due to known as the Wicked Grape and the Sour Bunch. Interesting kind of type of enemies, right? That apparently take center stage and basically interrupt the show completely. But Princess Peach, along with this ribbon, who's I guess the caretaker of the theater, known as Stella, basically heads off to these different stage levels to hopefully stop the Wicked Grape and the Sour Bunch. Princess Peach is to go on these different stage-like levels and just use these unique powers that are given to her by this ribbon named Stella. With Stella's ribbon, you can basically use certain ones like to defeat the Sour Bunch and take them out with the ribbon and change some things around the theater room. Although it's literally limited, there's not much you can actually do with the ribbon as a whole, but there is some things you can do with it, of course, with the powers. And this will also require you to use certain other powers as well, too, the most if you need to. Like, you might have to change your costume they do show off, or it changes it to different variations of her Princess Peach that could be used in many ways, such as like a sword fighter one, which is pretty cool, a sword fighter kind of costume, which is pretty neat, with different Showtime abilities, to also like a detective costume to solve different clues, or a kind of like a chef kind of one to help like a sweet festival, to a martial arts karate kind of Princess Peach. There's a lot of variations they do with these different costumes that will help you out in many different ways. So it's going to be very interesting to see where this game goes. I actually never played the Princess Peach game on the DS before. I've never played that game before, but I know how pretty enjoyable that game was a little bit at the time. And honestly, Princess Peach never gets her own game too often. So this is very nice to see this. I want to kind of take a look at this, see how this game goes. So Princess Peach Showtime is going to be an interesting little game right there of platforming, it's fighting, and a lot of puzzle solving, I bet, for sure. So I'm pretty excited about that. I cannot wait. It comes out March 22nd, 2024. You can actually pre-order right now today at the Nintendo eShop. So if you guys want to go pre-order the game, go do so. So pretty happy for this one. Obviously, I got to talk about, of course, is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon coming to the Switch, or as they call it, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Not much to say for it, as it just basically is the same game, but with a little more enhancement to the HD kind of graphics, and even also everything else kind of returning as a whole. But obviously, I'm excited for this game. If you played Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon originally on the 3DS, like I have, you obviously probably have a lot of enjoyment to this game. I really enjoyed the sequel a lot. I was very excited for this announcement on the 3DS, and with this happening on the Switch, I cannot wait to probably play this again on the Switch for sure. So it obviously has the same situation with the game. Obviously, Luigi once again gets called upon by EGAD to obviously return with him to help him out hunt for ghosts, because in the place known as Evershade Valley, the Dark Moon gets blown up by King Boo, and basically the pieces of shadow calls out the ghosts into a complete frenzy and make them just turn pretty much evil. And as you explore the different 5 mansions, this includes the normal mansion of Gloomy Manor, the very creepy plant-like area of Haunted Towers, the old working clockwork factory of the old clockworks, the secret cold tundra of the mines within the secret mines, and then the final very big mansion of the treacherous mansion. It's going to be a big location and of places to explore, and a lot of money to collect, and a lot of ghosts to get as you use your straw bulb to basically just stun them and then suck them up with your vacuum, the good old Poltergust 5000. So it's going to be pretty cool to play this game again this time on the Switch. Also, the return of the awesome, cool little Scare Scraper, which is basically the multiplayer, which is like a very big surprising thing when that came out on the 3DS. It was a really fun thing to use at the time. Play a lot of friends online, just try to compete and do your best you can to hopefully complete the different floors. So I'm looking forward to probably play this on the Switch and maybe have some time with some friends a little bit. So this could be pretty fun to enjoy. Again, this is like just basically Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, or Luigi's Mansion 2, whatever you refer to it, being put on the Switch. So pretty excited for this. Cannot wait for this game to play. Obviously, for me, this is my first Luigi's Mansion being the first game I ever played to get me started in gaming. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. I can't wait. Now for the next big exciting part right here, before we get to the final juicy one I'm excited the most, and that is obviously they announced the final booster course packs, Wave 6 from Mario Kart Deluxe. They show off tons of pretty big new stuff right there. We didn't see all the new courses that we're going to see in the 2 different cups for this wave, but we do get a look at one course, that being Daisy Circuit, returning back from Mario Kart Wii. So obviously it's going to be pretty cool to see that back again, but we also get a good look at actually the new characters that we're going to be playing as that are filling those final slots. Obviously, Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette, which is like obviously the variation that turns like Toadette or like into like Princess Peach basically with that crown. To see all these introduction characters, and we also see Daisy Circuit from Mario Kart Wii coming back. We do not know exactly what the other courses are going to be like for the next course packs, but we do know that the final wave, Wave 6, will be coming out this Friday. So we'll probably hear more news about that very soon. I cannot wait to see what to expect with these new courses packs, but hey, this is still pretty exciting to see where this final one goes, so I'm pretty hyped for this. I can't wait to stream this one of the all big content for sure, so be ready for the holidays, guys. We're in for a real treat for this one. Now for the final big one that I actually am super hyped the most, the one that really got me excited about this one, and oh my god, I am super excited for this one, and that is they are actually completely remastering Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door from the GameCube onto the Switch later in 2024. This is super exciting. This is one of my first type of RPG games, and Paper Mario was one of my Thousand Year Door was like one of my first Paper Mario games that I ever played on the GameCube, and it's one of my favorites. So seeing it return back is honestly really exciting. So basically the concept of the story involves Mario as he goes off to the place of Rogaport to locate Princess Peach, where she's gone missing when she had a treasure map that she got while visiting, and basically is using it to find a mysterious treasure that's behind a 1,000-year-old door, as the title explains. And Mario meets a cast of wonderful members that will join him as partners as he explores the many places in this within all of Rogaport, basically, as you collect the crystal stars and deal with the main threat of the X-Nauts to try to open the 1,000-year door and discover the main secret behind it, which is honestly... This game has a rich, amazing story with wonderful, colorful cast of characters and places and many badges to collect and stuff like that in your typical Paper Mario games, if you remember, since the first one. This is super exciting. I'm just because the game looks honestly beautiful, from the Rogaport itself to the many locations like Goombella you're meeting, and obviously Professor Frank Lee right there, and obviously the Petal Meadows and Petal Village and Hooktail's Castle, and the Poonies, the Thousand Door like location, which is amazing. There, we also get to go look at what appears to be the Shadow Sirens we see as well. Creepy Steeple with all the booze and stuff like that, and Glitzville. It's very rich of beauty of everything we're seeing so far. It's like what I dreamed of when I thought someday they should master or something like that of Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I was hoping that this would be safe for like a big collection of like the first one, this one, and like Super Paper Mario on the Wii. But hey, this is still nice to see, and I hope for the best that we'll see the first one down the line get remastered to join with Thousand Year Door and maybe Super Paper Mario someday too. This is one of the most exciting ones I'm just super excited for. I cannot wait for this game. I enjoy Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. It's one of my favorite RPG games ever, and it's one of my favorite GameCube classics. And the fact that this is actually happening is probably one of the most exciting aspects I'm just super excited for the most right there about this game. I'm not even joking. I was completely like screaming in the top of my lungs when I saw this announcement. I am so excited for this game. I cannot wait. So this is definitely gonna be a game I'll be streaming and playing someday and talking about a lot. So pretty hyped for this. So I hope you guys are ready for this just as much as I am. This and Super Mario RPG. Oh my god, two big RPG games, both getting remasters like this on the Switch. Honestly, it's gonna be pretty exciting. I cannot wait for it. So super excited for this. Cannot wait to collect those crystal stars again, deal with the X-Nauts, and just join with my pals again from all the different cast members from Goombella, Cooper, Flurry, Yoshi, Vivian, Bombery, Miss Mouse. The cast is going to be amazing to see the partners all over again and just enjoying all the different fights and stuff like that in the World's Explorer. So I'm excited for this. I cannot wait. So guys, be ready for that. Paper Mario 1000 Year Door for the Nintendo Switch this remake will be coming out on 2024. They don't have an exact day when 2024, but 2024 is the year. So, ooh, baby, I can't wait, man. It's super excited. Anyway, with that being said, that is all the games I'm most excited for that was announced during this event and what I covered a little bit. There's definitely plenty more which I didn't cover because most of them are like I'm excited but I didn't really feel like I want to talk about them as much, or I'm not too excited for, at least in my opinion. But obviously, if you want to go see everything, you can go check out the Nintendo Direct. Will be in the link in the description below. But honestly, those games I'm most excited for, especially Paper Mario 1000 Year Door, getting on the Switch right there, getting that remaster right there with the graphics, stuff like that. I'm excited for it. I cannot wait for it. I'm super stoked for it. I cannot wait for that game. But everything else I've talked about, I'm most definitely excited for. It's definitely going to be a big, juicy moment for a lot of these Mario games we got announcing right there. So, pretty excited for that. But let me know what you guys think. What are you guys excited for the most from the Nintendo Direct? Let me know in the comments below what you're excited for. Even if it's something I didn't talk about, I like to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I cannot wait to talk about these games and play them. Super excited. Cannot wait. Keep on partying, guys. Have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time.